Beneath his stormy surface flowed the warm tide of compassion and kindness.
HVL.
Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Oh, Miss Lucy dead and gone, left me here to weep and moan.
What's up, softball fans, and welcome into season number 2, episode number 5 of What in the HVL, as we have a crazy busy week number 3 to run down. I appreciate you being here and following along with all the action of the best conference in the entire state of Minnesota. I'm talking about our Hiawatha Valley League. Let's get right into it since we have a full lineup. Monday, April 7th, it was chilly, 38 degrees outside, and with the wind, my app said it felt more like 30. Most games canceled or postponed, but a few teams did go to battle in the elements and got their games in. Let's start out in Byron with our first game. It was the Byron Bears hosting the Gophers of Chatfield. Chatfield would score 1 in the first, 2 in the top of the second to take a 3-0 lead. Byron would get one back in the bottom of the inning. Firstad would score on a ground ball by Mathery, making it 3-1 after 2 innings. Chatfield would drop 3 in the 4th inning, and it was 6-1 now Gophers. In the bottom half of the 4th, Hattie Mathery would single to get on. Then Ella Brennan grounds into a fielder's choice. Both runners, though, would be safe with 1 out. Berkeley Paulson rips one to center, a 2 RBI double that brings Byron back within 3. Chatfield bumped that lead up to 7 with 2 runs in the top of the 6th and 2 in the 7th, making it 10-3. Byron had last at bat, being the home team. Macy Beringer would walk. Max Steele singles on a line drive to center. Firstad hit by a pitch, loading the bases with nobody out. Sidney Portner singles to left field. That scored Beringer and Steele. Firstad to second, still nobody out, chasing 5. Unfortunately, the next 3 batters are retired in order, and the Bears know if they lose this one in the freezing cold. 10-5 Gophers was the final. Byron out-hit Chatfield 8-7, but it looks like it was the 6 errors on Byron that cost them, as only 1 of the 10 Chatfield runs were considered earned runs. That's unbelievable. That will make you lose some sleep if you're a Byron fan, I'm sure. To the box score, Chatfield 10 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors. Byron 5 runs on 8 hits and 6 errors. Tally Barons 2 for 4 with a double. Max Steele 2 for 3 with a run scored. Sidney Portner 2 for 4. You heard that 2 RBI hit. Hattie Mathery 1 for 3 with an RBI. Berkeley Paulson 1 for 4 with a double. 2 RBIs. That would be your highlights for this game. Next up, it was Goodhue traveling to take on the Lions of Schaeffer Academy, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful or joke even here, but I honestly had no idea that Schaeffer Academy even had a softball team. Didn't go well for the Lions on this day. They handed out 15 walks, gave up 10 hits, and allowed 18 runs to the Wildcats. Not much of a game here. Goodhue scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and 10 in the 4th. 18-0 was the final score. Why was that the final score? Because Emma Volt was back on the mound, and she came back with a vengeance, baby. Didn't allow a hit, struck out 10 of 13 batters she faced on the day. No hitter for the senior. Let's go, Emma. Huh? What a way to come back. Incredible. Also, look at how cool Aubrey looks in the background here. I need to get some shades like that. Look, she's just too cool. I don't think I could pull them off nearly as good as AC, but incredible picture right there. Thank you, Tom, for that. Some other pictures from the game, I think coming up, but first let's run down the box score. 18 runs on 10 hits, 1 error for Goodhue Schaeffer Academy. No runs, no hits. They had 2 errors. Aubrey Christensen 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. Kendra Rader 2 for 3 with a run scored. Lola Christensen 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and RBI. Addie Pash 1 for 2, 3 runs scored and RBI. Yeah, more pictures. Lola. Here's Lola here. Probably having the time of life back there catching both. What an incredible game. I also believe on the right side, if I'm not mistaken, Addie Pash sliding into 3rd. Cold night. That's why you see all the sweatshirts in these pictures. We move to Tuesday, April 8th. Let's get these games going. It was Goodhue traveling to Cannon Falls to take on the Bombers. Pagel versus Voth on the mound. These HVL pitching matchups that are just a dream to watch. Let me tell you, the pitchers that we have in our conference, unbelievable. Pagel coming off her with Player of the Week performance over Dovriota, and Voth the no-hitter against Schaeffer Academy the day before, so we know runs will be at a premium in this game. In the top of the first, Goodhue actually loads the bases as Aubrey Christensen is hit by a pitch. Lola Christensen singles to the left side. Nelson walks, so 3 on with 1 out, but Pagel struck out the next 2 to end the threat. In the bottom of the first, Anna Ritz singles to the right field, and just stop me. Stop me if you've heard this before. Maya Mangi absolutely steps on one. 2-run home run to center field makes it 2-0. Cannon falls after 1. In the bottom of the second, Lola Christensen decided to take matters into her own hands. Leadoff runner gets on. Back pick by Lola cuts her down at first. Then another single by a bomber attempts to steal second. Lola says, nope, not gonna happen. Lola to Aubrey, probably just like in the backyard at the Christensen house, ends the inning. Cannon Falls will get another run in the bottom of the third this way. Emma Templin in scoring position after a single to the left side. Avery Rustad would bring her in with a single to center field. On the throw home, Lola snags it, snaps it to third for her third runner. She cuts down with that beautiful arm of hers. Way to go, LC. Incredible. Not just a basketball player, my friends, those Christensen sisters. Not just the hardwood, Coach Weemy. Let them play on the diamond, too. Love to watch them. Cannon Falls 3-0 after 3. A few scattered hits here and there, but these pitchers shut it down the rest of the way, and that would be the final score. Bombers win this one over the Wildcats. What a game. What a game. 3-0 Bombers was the final score. I got a box score here, I believe, for you. Yeah, Goodhue, 0 runs on 3 hits, 3 errors. Cannon Falls, 3 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors. Allie Pagel, good stuff on the mound. She's really spinning the ball well. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 13 Ks for Allie Pagel. Maya Mangi, 1 for 3, 2-run home run. I think that was the first time in her entire freshman season she actually got out, so give Goodhue some credit. Josie Shoquist, 2 for 3. Avery Rustad, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Ritz, Templin, Narrison, Myers had 1 hit each. For the Wildcats, Lola Christensen, LC, 2 for 4 with 2 stolen bases. Kendra Rader, 1 for 2. I believe that accounted for those hits. Here's our girl, LC behind the plate. Doesn't have sweatshirt on anymore. Big congratulations, Emma Voth here. Hit the 200 strikeout mark for her career. Thanks to Scott Christensen for letting me know about that. Coach Christensen, I should say. Big congrats to Emma Voth. I know we celebrated 100 last year on season 1 of What in the HVL. Well, when she got her 200 strikeout, you got to say, what in the HVL just happened, Emma? 200. Unbelievable. Great accomplishment for her. Now we got Hayfield at Pine Island. It was Ella Bamlett for Hayfield taking on our girl Maddie Skibstad from Pine Island. Pine Island jumped out to a huge lead. 1 run in the first, 6 in the second, and 2 in the third. Coach Jones put those Panthers in cruise control. Skibstad, plenty of run support as Pine Island wins this one. 10-1 was the final score. We got video here because this girl, it should automatically play. No, it doesn't. I'm going to play it for you. Mallory Mulkey, 3 for 3 on the day with 3 runs scored. A fabulous day for her. Get some video showing what she's been doing. Here's the box score. Hayfield, 1 run on 4 hits, 4 errors. Pine Island, 10 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Maddie Skibstad, I tried to tell you in the preview, the team preview on episode 2. This girl's good. She played with us last summer. She's good. Unbelievable. Gets the win on the mound. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. Kylie Passow, 1 for 3, an RBI, 3 runs scored. Tegan Barnett, 1 for 3, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Jenna Slicner, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Lauren Elsmore, 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Next up, whoa, we got an HVL matchup here. You know these get the blood flowing, huh? You got to be nervous about these games. Lourdes traveled to Zumbrota-Mazeppa to take on the Cougars. I believe this was ZM's first game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. The Cougars put 3 on the board in the bottom of the first. Addie Liffrick single to the left side. Then Winkles walk, put 2 on with 1 out. Emma Bach single to left field, scoring Liffrick. Then Roble lined out, but an error on the play allowed 2 more runs to score, and it was 3-0 ZM after 1 inning. Lourdes hit back in the top of the second. Ali Resevich, Amelie Dolman led off with back-to-back singles. Leah Winicky would then hit a double to center field, scoring both those girls, cutting the ZM lead to just 1. In the bottom of the third, Paisley Peterson reached on an error, moved over to third on a single by Liffrick. Emma Bach singles to the right side. Peterson scores. Liffrig over to third. Liffrig would make it home on a first and third double steal kind of situation. It looks like 5-2 Cougars after 3 innings. ZM would get another run in the bottom of the fourth with an RBI double by Johnson to center field, scoring Angerman, who was on after a leadoff single. Lourdes now down 4 going into the top of the 6th. Grace Carney singles to center. Then Ali Restovich steps on one. A two-run home run for the senior now makes it 6-4. In the bottom of the 6th, Addie Liffrig was singled to left field. Paisley Peterson would score. 7-4 Cougars. Last chance for Lourdes in the 7th. Anna Winnicky walk, 1 on with 2 outs. Ali Restovich hits a high fly ball to right field. It's misplayed. Winnicky would score. Ali all the way to third. Later scores on a wild pitch. Lourdes down 1, but ZM would hold on for the win. Cougars win this one. 7-6 was the final score. Here's some, I don't have a box score on this. Are you kidding? I apologize for that. I don't know what I did with it. That's terrible. Just terrible. But we do have some individual statistics. Addie Liffrig gets the win. 7 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. Also 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 stolen bases. Paisley Peterson, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Emma Bach, 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, an RBI. I apologize to her. I think I've been saying her name wrong all this time. Amelia Angerman, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Isabella Johnson, 1 for 3 with an RBI. For Lourdes, Ali Restovich having a fantastic year already. 2 for 4, a home run, 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Leah Winnicky, 2 for 4, a double, 2 RBIs. Grace Boyson, 2 for 4. And then Anna Winnicky, Carney, and Dolman had 1 hit each. Next up, we head over to Chatfield for a non-conference showdown between the Gophers and the Stewartville Tigers. Rylee Urban on the mound for Chatfield, and softball silent assassin, one of my favorites, Addie Eckerman. She's an awesome girl. If you get a chance to meet her, don't pass it up. You'll love her. 2 of those girls, Urban, Eckerman, they were in the circle. Eckerman's first start of the season after that phenomenal 2024 campaign. It was scoreless through 2 innings. In the top of the 3rd, Brooklyn Peterson puts one deep to right center, uses those wheels her mom gave her, gets all the way to 3rd with just 1 out. Sydney Clark grounds out to short. A quick look back, play at first, then Peterson breaks for the play. It was a close one, but she slides in on the backside of the base, gets in there safely. Tigers go up 1-0. Eckerman was on the mound looking like that laser X mark I used to ride around town for my summer job, just mowing batters down left and right. 2 strikeouts in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third. In the bottom of the 4th, an air would lead to a Chatfield runner getting to 3rd, scored on a ball to the backstop, all tied up at 1. It would stay that way through the 7th inning, so we would move on to extra innings in this one. Chatfield held strong in the top of the 8th and was able to get a 2-out single. A clutch hit to center field brings in the winning run, and it was a heartbreaker for us in Tiger Nation. 2-1 in extra innings in favor of Chatfield was the final score. For the box score, Stewartville, 1 run on 7 hits, 2 errors. Chatfield, 2 runs on 4 hits and 3 errors. In terms of the box or the stats, Addie Eckerman was fantastic. 5 innings pitched, no hits, 1 run, 0 earned, 10 strikeouts, only 1 walk. She was also 1 for 4 at the plate. And how about this? The silent assassin hits 100 strikeouts for her career. Boy, did she get there fast too, because she just mows them down. Great job, Addie. Big congratulations to our favorite silent assassin coming from Stewartville, Sydney Clark. She was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Peterson, Lehrman, Shavasta, Olsen all had 1 hit each. Yeah, right, left to right. Peterson, Lehrman, Shavasta, Olsen got them right in order. Each of them, like I said, contributed a hit. Putting this episode together, watching a little bit of this game, talking to some others that were at the game, I felt like I wanted to address this quick, and I hope you don't mind since she isn't an HVL player. Heck, I don't even know if people in Chatfield watch this show, or maybe anybody that even knows her watches what in the HVL, but I did want to take just a minute right here on this show, not just for me, but my family underneath the roof of this house, which includes, if you talk about it, which includes the opposing coach in this case. But we want to, tip our hat here to Chatfield's Rylee Urban. She took one of the hardest hit balls that we have seen in years directly to the stomach, somehow was still able to tough it out. She had an incredible performance. Obviously concerned for her well-being. It sounds like she's doing okay, which is great to hear. Big time scare. But for her to take a hit like that and not just come back from that physically, the pain she was probably in, but mentally for a pitcher to be able to step back on the mound 45 feet away from these batters that are just crushing it, to get back on the mound, to lock in, focus, and deliver that kind of performance for her team when she had to be hurting is just admirable to me, to us that are in this house. Just incredible. And the thing is that was just 3 batters into the game. That was in the first inning, 3 batters into the game when she got smoked. To get back on the mound and to deliver for Chatfield in such a huge non-conference game, unbelievable. 8 innings pitched. I believe it was 16 strikeouts. Don't quote me on that. She got the win. Just a defining performance for her. So I did want to acknowledge the appreciation that we have for that level of performance, even if it didn't go in our favor in Stewartville. So hats off to you, Rylee Urban, for the Gophers. Thursday. Let's start off Thursday. Let's start in Goodhue, where the Wildcats were taking on the Comets of Kasson-Mantorville. Olsen for Kasson-Mantorville, both for Goodhue. A big battle on the mound. Top of the second is when we got our first runs of the game. A couple walks and an error led to Emily Olsen scoring from third. Just 2 batters later, Grace Rattler sacrifice bunt brings Allie Grunke in. 2-0 Comets after 2, and that score holds until the 4th inning. Top of 4, everything after 2 outs here that I'm going to talk about. Farnsworth reaches on an air. Rattler and Sandstrom each with singles, loads the bases. Grace Mann steps up, rips a double to left field, 2 score. Sandstrom over the third, 4-0 Kasson-Mantorville. Goodhue reaches on an error, which scores another 2, 6-0 Comets after 4. Goodhue would notch 1 in the bottom half of the inning. LC, Lola Christensen, she led off with a single, brought in by Raider single. That would make it 6-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Wildcats cut into the lead with another run. This one via an Aubrey Christensen break to the plate from third. I don't know if it was a pass ball, delayed steal, or what, but either way, 6-2 Comets after 6 innings. Comets would score another 3 in the top of the 7th, highlighted by Alex Hyatt's 2 RBI double to left field, and that would be it. Kasson-Mantorville wins this one 9-2 was the final score. For a box score, Kasson-Mantorville 9 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Goodhue 2 runs on 3 hits, 4 errors. Emily Olsen, unbelievable. She gets the win on the mound. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run. Also had 13 strikeouts. Baker's dozen there for Olsen. She was also 1 for 3 at the plate with 2 runs scored. Grace Mann, 2 for 4 with a double, 2 RBIs and a run scored. Alex Hyatt, fabulous freshman. We have a lot of them in the HVL. 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. Grace Rattler, 1 for 3, an RBI and a run scored. Janai, I think I've been pronouncing this wrong. I apologize. Jenai Sandstrom, 1 for 2 with a run scored. And then for Goodhue, Kendra Rader, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Lola Christensen, 1 for 3 with a run scored. And Aubrey Christensen with a run scored. Here's some pictures. Kendra Rader here at first base. Hazel Volkman making the snag catch there. And then AC beating it down the line. She's incredibly fast for the single. Emma Voth, Emily Olsen dabbing it up here. Just a kind of cool moment. 2 seniors playing against each other for the last time. I believe they said they were Sticks teammates at one time for their summer league. So always fun to play against your teammates in the summer. I know we love to see girls like Max Steele and Caden's first dad of Byron, Alana Schmitz from Lake City. We'll see Maddie Skipstad from Pine Island here in a little while. Remember, we're opponents at this time, not enemies. Love to see the success of all the girls, 2 former Sticks players right here. Let's move on. Second game of Thursday, it was in Rochester. Pine Island taking on the Lourdes Eagles. Lourdes jumped out to an early lead in the bottom of the first. Anna Winicky single to the left side. Rowley reaches on an air. Then Grace Carney with an RBI single to left field. That made it 1-0 Eagles after 1. Pine Island claps back in the second. Back-to-back singles by Volts and Peyton Barnett, followed by a bunt by Elsmore, which scores Volts, and we were all tied up after 2 innings of play. Bottom of the third, one of the hottest hitters in the Lourdes lineup, Allie Restovich, steps on one. A 2-run home run to center field puts the Eagles back on top, 3-1. In the top of the 4th, Pine Island would take advantage of a Ruby Severson single and doubles by Volts, Elsmore, and Maddie Skipstad to retake the lead 4-3 Panthers going into the 6th inning. The Panthers poured it on the top half of the 6th. 7 runs came across. No barrage bigger than this one right here. I got to make sure these videos play on time. 7 runs in the inning. 1 swing of the bat. It's pronounced Slicner, and you better put some respect on her name, Jenna Slicner, with the grand slam home run, a big jack that blows this game wide open and behind the arm of one of my favorite Sticks girls here, Maddie Skipstad. Another win on the mound for Skipstad. 7 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. She gets the final swing and miss to take it away as the Panthers win this one. 11-3 was the final score. Pine Island, 11 runs on 11 hits, 1 error. Lourdes, 3 runs on 8 hits with 3 errors. In terms of statistics, Jenna Slicner, you saw it there, 1 for 4 with that grand salami, baby. Lauren Elsmore, the wrestler, not just good on the mat, 3 for 3 with a double, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Jaden Volts, 2 for 4 with a double and 2 runs scored. Pass out, Tegan Barnett, Peyton Barnett, Severson, and Skipstad each had a hit. Ali Restovich, another home run for her. I believe that's 2 straight games, 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Grace Carney, 2 for 4 with an RBI, run scored. Anna Winicky, Dolman, Leah Winicky, and Wasniewski, 1 hit each. I believe Wasniewski's was a double. That puts us in final game of April 10th. It was Zumbrota-Mazeppa traveling to Tiger Nation to take on our Stewartville Tigers. It was cold, that's for sure, but the Stewartville Bats were hot out of the gate. Bottom of 1, Haley Lourdes would walk. Brooklyn Peterson on with a single. 2 on with 1 out. Sydney Clark right field would score Lourdes. Then with 2 outs, bases loaded, Ashlyn Olsen comes up big. Beautiful hard shot up the middle. That scores 2, and Tigers lead it 3-0 after 1. Tigers wouldn't stop there in the second. 3 straight walks to start the inning would load the bases. Clark again with an RBI single to left field makes it 4-0. Addie Ackerman would walk. That brings a run in. Shavasta would ground out to shortstop, but we traded an out for a run. It was 6-0 Tigers with just 1 out. Ashlyn Olsen again comes up clutch. A deep fly ball, deep enough to score Mac Iverson, who was taken from third base. It was 7-0 Stewartville after 2 innings. Clark hanging zeros on the other side of the box score. Incredible. In the bottom of the third, Lourdes would walk. Kaylee Learman with a rip shot to left, and then Brooklyn Peterson to the warning track in right center. That would load the bases with 1 out. Clark, who was on with an RBI, who was on an RBI run, just RBIs like you wouldn't believe on this particular game, gets another one with a sac fly to center field. Lourdes scores taking up. It's now 8-0. Ackerman would single up the middle. That scores Lehrman. Tigers lead it 9-0 after 3 innings of play. The Cougars would get on the board in the top of the 4th. Paisley Peterson earns a walk. Addie Lifford follows up with a single to right field. 2 on with no outs. Braley Peterson would pop into shallow right field. Peterson scores, making it 9-1 Stewartville still. In the bottom of the 4th, Stewartville would score 1 on a first and third situation, giving up the runner going to second for the score. Now it was 10-1 Stewartville. In the top of the 6th, Addie Liffrig hits a triple to right field. The relay in is misplayed, and then the throw to home was way off, so Liffrig would score, making it 10-2. Bottom of the 6th, Johanna Cahoon would single to the left side. Lourdes then singled to center field, and then with 1 swing of the bat, Brooklyn Peterson tries to walk this one off, puts it off the fence in left field. Only one of the runners would score, but Clark follows it up with a 2 RBI single to center field, ending this one early. 13-2 was the official final score. Clark with 5 RBIs in this game. Just incredible for the junior. Here we go. We got some stats here. Box score. Zumbrota-Mazeppa, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Stewartville, 13 runs on 14 hits and just 1 error. Addie Lifford, 2 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. Elizabeth Winkles, oh, I spelled that wrong. I apologize for the extra A. 1 for 3. Braley Peterson, 1 for 2 with an RBI. Sydney Clark, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 11 strikeouts. Usually known for how good she is on the mound. How about this? 4 for 4 on the day, 5 RBIs. Amazing home opener for Clark. Incredible. Addie Ackerman was also fantastic in the box. 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and a run scored. Brooklyn Peterson went 3 for 3 with a double, 2 runs scored and an RBI. Put 2 to the warning track. Just flirting with taking it out. Ashlyn Olsen, great to see her hitting the ball well. Ashlyn Olsen 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Haley Lourdes 1 for 2 with 3 walks. If you're a leadoff hitter, you don't need to be hitting bombs for me. Just getting on base, and Haley Lourdes did that. She scored 4 runs for us in this game. Love to see that from our leadoff hitter. Lehrman, Shavasta, Cahoon each had 1 hit in this game. We move to Friday, April 11th. Busy day. Friday. Saturday was busy too, but let's talk about Friday first. Byron was over at the Woodside Complex in Wisconsin to take on the Rhinelander Hodags, one of the greatest school mascot names in all of Wisconsin, if you ask me. The Hodags. Who comes up with the Hodags? Incredible. Byron showed them what Minnesota's all about. Minnesota softball is all about, though. First inning, Tally Barons leads off with a triple. Mathry a single. Each of those girls were driven in by a Max Steele and Caden's Firstead hit, I believe it was, making it 2-0 after 1 inning. Berkeley Paulson led off the second with a single. Brennan on by an air. Walk for Bendix. That loads the bases. A couple more walks, scored a few runs, but then the bases juiced, and Max Steele does the Bears a solid. Shit smokes one to left field. A 3 RBI triple for my girl Max Steele. Then she uses those same wheels to score on a pass ball. Byron up 8-0 after 2. In the bottom of the 3rd, Leah Bendix had an RBI single, scoring Rathbun. Strain with the single. A couple runs come across on an air. Some walks, some pass balls. It was 13-2 Bears after 3 innings of play. To lead off the 4th inning, Macy Behringer singles to center. Then Kaylee Irwin doubles to center field. Emma Clark with a single up the middle. Ground ball by Kate Ahern. Add that all up, and what you get, Byron dominating this one. 16-2 was the final score. 16-2. Byron. Coach Harmon's got to be smiling after that game. Rhinelander, 2 runs on 3 hits, 7 errors. Byron, 16 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. In terms of the statistics, 9 Byron players with 1 hit each. Max Steele had 4 RBIs on the day. She had that 3 RBI triple we talked about. Run scored. Tally Barons hit the triple. Furstad with 2 RBIs. Mathry with 3 runs scored and an RBI. Macy Behringer, 3 runs scored. Berkeley Paulson with 2 runs scored. I mean, save some runs for some of the other games, Byron. Come on. Incredible. Sorry, I had a mishap on the graphics. Went and fixed it. It was Bethlehem Academy playing at Goodhue. A couple big innings by the Cardinals. 3 runs in the first, 4 in the 7th. Put them up 8 overall. Going into the last at-bat for the Wildcats. Aubrey Christensen led off the bottom of the 7th with a bunt single using those wheels. And then Emma Voth would double to right field. That scored AC. Then Jenna Nelson would single to the right side. That scored Voth. Unfortunately, that was all Goodhue could muster in this one. Final score, Bethlehem Academy 8-2. Bethlehem Academy 8 runs on 12 hits, no errors. Goodhue 2 runs on 4 hits and 3 errors. In terms of individual statistics, Aubrey Christensen 1 for 3 with a run scored and a stolen base. Emma Voth 1 for 3, 2 double, an RBI and a run scored. Jenna Nelson 1 for 3 with an RBI. Lola Christensen 1 for 3. That takes us into this next one. Might be the game of the week if you think about it. I know it's not an HVL matchup, but when you talk about 2 of the best teams around, you're probably talking about these 2 teams right here. Both undefeated. 2-0 Winona Windhawks taking on the 3-0 Kasson-Mantorville Comets. It would be Lee on the mound for Winona. Olsen for the Comets, bottom of the first. Lauren Goodhue with a hit to right field, ends up on second base after the ball is misplayed. Goodhue would steal third, and an error on the play would allow her to come home for the score. Emily Olsen would smoke a double to center, but the Comets couldn't bring her in. But still, KM takes the early lead, 1-0 after the first. Winona would tie it up at 1 in the second, and then take the lead in the third. It was 2-1. In the bottom of the third, KM had 2 on after Goodhue reached base on an air single by Kylie Meyer, but couldn't get them in. We move now to the bottom of the 6th. Comets chasing 2 as it was now 3-1 Winona. Kylie Meyer leads it off with a double. Emily Olsen reaches base on an infield error. Meyer over to third. Allie Gronke does her job, trades a ground ball out to score Meyer, and now Comets are down just 1 with the tying run on second, but couldn't get Olsen in. Emily holds strong in the top of the 7th. Comets last chance falls short though. Winona wins it 3-2 in a thriller of a game. Just didn't go the way for our HVL fans. What a job by Olsen though to hold the Windhawks to just 3 runs, only 1 earned out of those 3 with 12 strikeouts. Winona, 3 runs on 6 hits, 4 errors. Kasson-Mantorville, 2 runs on 4 hits and 5 errors. Emily Olsen, like I said, fantastic performance. I love when top pitchers want the ball, even against the best teams. Not worried about statistics. They just give their team the best chance to win. Emily Olsen did that on this particular day. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 12 strikeouts, only 2 walks. She was also 1 for 3 with a double. I don't think you can ask any more from the senior Olsen. Kylie Meyer, 2 for 3 with a double, run scored. Lauren Goodhue, 1 for 3 with a double and run scored. Kylie Harwood, 1 for 4, and then Allie Grunke, an RBI. Next up, we get to see Lake City Tigers for the first time under new head coach Rena Niehoff. They would be taking on Pine Island Panthers. I'll be honest, following along on the play section for Game Changer was tough, so I won't try to break it down for you. A lot of plays that didn't make sense to me. Fielder's choices being scored as singles, among other things. I'll just pass along what I have, and that's Lake City scored 16 runs, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 6 in the third, and 6 in the fourth to end this one early. 16-1 was the final score. 16 runs on 18 hits. I don't know, 0 errors. Pine Island, 1 run on 4 hits and 9 errors. Alana Schmitz got the win on the mound. That's our girl from the sticks. You know, we've played with her since she was 12 years old. 11, 12, maybe somewhere around there. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts. She was also 2 for 5 from the plate. Double, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Kylie Mann, 2 for 2 with 3 runs scored. Ella Rumley, 4 for 4. 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Haley Lothar, 2 for 5, an RBI. Adelaide Benedict, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. Rylee Theron, 2 for 4 with a double, 3 runs scored. 2 RBIs. Abby Evans, 2 for 3 with a run scored. For Pine Island, Tegan Barnett, 1 for 2 with a run and a stolen base. Jenna Slicener, 1 for 2. Peyton Barnett, 1 for 2. That accounted for the hits for Pine Island. Last game Friday night, the Medford Tigers taking on the Lourdes Eagles. Reagan Rowley on the mound and kept Medford scoreless through 2 innings. In the bottom of the second, Wrigley's favorite softball player, Reagan, helps her own cause, starts it off with a double. Wasniewski would score the courtesy runner on a single to center. Then Wasniewski would score on a single by Sealhammer, making it 2-0 Eagles after 2 innings. Bottom of the third, Allie Restovich triples to right field. Grace Boyson singles to center. That scored Restovich, lured up now 3-2. Amelie Dolman would lay down a bunt, air by the catcher, scores Boyson, making it 4-2 after 3. Bottom of the 4th, Wasniewski leads it off with a triple. Still on 3rd, now with 2 outs. Grace Carney drives her in with a double. Then Carney trades places with Restovich, who hits her own RBI double. Lourdes 6-2 after 4 innings. The Eagles would put 3 more on the board in the bottom of the 6th. An RBI single by Anna Winicky, a sacrifice fly by Allie Restovich, and an RBI single by Grace Boyson. And that's all she wrote. Lourdes gets in the win column. 9-3 was the final score here. Medford, 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. Lourdes, 9 runs on 14 hits, 0 errors. In terms of individual statistics, my girl Reagan Rylee, Wrigley's favorite softball player, 7 innings pitch, 6 hits, 3 runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 for 3 at the plate, double. Grace Carney, 3 for 4, 2 double, 2 runs scored, and RBI. Allie Restovich staying hot this week, 2 for 3, a double, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Grace Boyson, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Avery Wasniewski, 3 for 3 with a double and 3 runs scored, as well as an RBI. Saturday, April 12th. Holy cats, was Saturday busy. It's Saturday right now, and I'm still trying to catch up. Let's get to the games and run it down as quick as I can here. Byron had 2 games at the Woodside Complex. The first against the Escanaba Eskimos from the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. The Bears would drop this one 9-2. Unfortunately, Byron, 2 runs on 2 hits, 5 errors. Escanaba, 9 runs on 11 hits, no errors. Tally Barons, 1 for 3 with a jack. The lefty hits a jack here. Sydney Portner had a game of 1 for 3. That moves us to the second game for the Bears. They were taking on the Medford Raiders. Don't confuse that with the Medford Tigers that Lourdes just played. This one, Medford Raiders. And so anyway, Bears used the big first few innings to take the lead. Hold on, they Bears had 4 runs in the first, 3 in the second, and ended up overcoming 7 errors. Byron, 7 errors. They still won this one 9-4. 9 runs on 9 hits, 7 errors. Medford, 4 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. Tally Barons got the win on the mound. 7 innings pitched, only 2 runs were earned, 5 strikeouts. She was also 1 for 2 at the plate with 2 runs scored, stolen base. How about Matt Steele? A home run shy of the cycles. 3 for 4, a double, a triple, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored, stolen base. Cadence Furstead, also a great game for her. 2 for 4 with a double, a triple, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored for Crew's favorite Bear. Sydney Portner, 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Berkeley Paulson, 1 for 2. Leah Strain, 1 for 1. Next up, Stewartville taking on Caledonia. It was 2-1, I believe, last year. And if I'm not mistaken, that was in extra innings. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it was. 2-1. It was a pitcher's duel for sure. Ogdahl for Caledonia, Ackerman for Stewartville. Just 1 run. 1 total run. 1 gosh damn run. That's all that was scored? Yeah, because these pitchers were lights out. It was a solo home run by the first hitter of the game. Lang, I believe her name was. And then it was a shutout city the rest of the way as Ogdahl had 15 strikeouts. Eckerman and Clark combined for 15 strikeouts. It was 1-0 Warriors, the final score in this heavyweight battle. Caledonia, 1 run on 5 hits, 0 errors. Stewartville, no runs on 2 hits, 0 errors. Brooklyn Peterson, 1 for 3. Sydney Hadeen came in with a huge clutch double in the bottom of the 7th inning. She pinch hit with 1 out. Took a change up to left field, got on second base, so the tying run was on second base. We just couldn't get her in. Addie Eckerman, fantastic on the mound. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts. Sydney Clark came on, held that lead at just 1. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned run, 7 strikeouts. Just giving Caledonia, who are great lineup of hitters, great lineup. Just giving them a little different, going from a tall lefty to the righty with Clark. So a great move there just to hold it at that 1 run advantage. Unfortunately, you got to score to win, and Stewartville couldn't do it on this particular game. That's 2 one-run heartbreak losses for Stewartville this week. I can't imagine the Peterson household will get much sleep. Well, I might. I sleep just fine usually because just the game, right? Just a softball game. And these are the games you want to be a part of. Just a fantastic team. Caledonia was great. Their pitcher, hats off to Ogdahl. She pitched a fantastic game, kept us off balance. She's going to be fun to watch in the years ahead. I thought somebody told me she's only a sophomore, which is dangerous. Anyway, next up, Kasson-Mantorville had 2 games on Saturday. Comets taking on Concordia Academy first, down 3-2 going into the bottom of the 7th. Back-to-back singles by Kylie Meyer and Emily Olsen put 2 on with nobody out. Allie Grunke hits into a fielder's choice. Meyer would score. That tied it up. Then Alex Hyatt with a walk-off single up the middle, and the Comets win a thriller. 4-3, just incredible. Emily Olsen with a big day at the plate too, going 4 for 4. Here's the box score. Concordia, 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors. Kasson-Mantorville, 4 runs 9 hits, 2 errors, but that big 2-run in the bottom of the 7th inning, that's what did it. Alex Hyatt helped herself, 7 innings pitch, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, also 1 for 4 with the game winning, baby. Those RBIs are a little bit sweeter when they're winning the game. Unbelievable. Emily Olsen, you know her from pitching on the mound. Well, apparently has a good bat too. 4 for 4 with a double, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Kylie Meyer, 1 for 4 with a run scored. Allie Grunke, 1 for 3. Cara Farnsworth, 1 for 3. Grace Rattler, 1 for 3 with a run scored. That moves us to the second game. Kasson would take on Winona Cotter. This was quite the game. Kasson jumped out to a 5-2 lead after 3. Cotter scored 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and 3 in the 6th, and the Comets would drop this one. 9-7 was the final score. Only 3 of the 9 runs were earned as Kasson had a rough day in the field with 6 errors. Emily Olsen stayed hot on this particular day, 3 for 4, which brings her Saturday total. She was 7 of 8 today. Incredible. Cotter, 9 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors. Kasson-Mantorville, 7 runs on 9 hits, 6 errors. They actually out-hit Cotter. Just those 6 errors probably damaged goods there. Emily Olsen, 3 for 4 with a double, 3 RBIs. Man, Goodhue, Meyer, Grunke, Sandstrom, Rattler, 1 hit each, and then Grunke, Farnsworth, and I spelled their name wrong. Sorry, Cara. Farnsworth, Rattler, 1 RBI apiece. What's this? An extra slide. We've talked about this next team so much that I feel like they're an HVL team. In my heart, I feel like they're an HVL team, like the 10th HVL team in our league, if you will. Also, I hear that some of the roster, they might be big fans of What in the HVL. They might watch the show, and you know how much we love our What in the HVL softball fans. So we got to show that love with this right here. We got an extra slide. We adopted a team this week. Got to tell you how they did here. Dovriota, baby! They play Wabasha Kellogg, 10-0 win. Aubrey Foster, the win on the mound, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, no runs. She allowed no runs, 5 strikeouts. She was also 3 for 3 at the plate, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. One of the sweetest swinging left-handers you'll ever see. Aubrey Foster, she's a tough out. Miranda Palmby, one of the best catchers in southeastern Minnesota. She went 2 for 3 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Jane Nurkey, 2 for 3 with a run scored. Addie Hansen, my girl, she's a funny girl, but she can also play softball. 1 for 3 with 3 RBIs. And then our other Hansen friend, Nora. Jolie Draper and Nora each had 1 hit. And what's this? Dovriota, not just 1, 2 wins on the week. They played Lewiston Altura, Jaden Erkey, 2 for 3 with a double, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Addie Hansen staying hot, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs, a run scored. Kylie Howlett, 1 for 2 RBIs, a run scored. Bannett, Foster, Palmby, Olchin, 1 hit each. So to all of our Dovriota fans out there, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for supporting What in the HVL. We're cheering you on. Maybe when you don't play our HVL teams, especially not my Stewartville Tigers, Foster's, Hanson, you know what I'm talking about. We love you guys. So good luck to Dovriota this week. I don't think you have any HVL games either. Next up, scoring tips. Got to run down a few scoring tips for those keeping track of games. First, I want to say every base runner that advances a base is not a stolen base. If it's a wild pitch, pass ball, automatically not a stolen base. If the catcher doesn't throw it to make a play on the runner, not a stolen base. That is your defensive indifference button. First and third situations where the team throws it back to the pitcher and the girl goes to second, not a stolen base. We've been having a couple teams set national records for stolen bases in games this year. Sometimes 3 stolen bases on 1 pitch. Can't happen, huh? AKA pass ball, which is historically really, pretty easy to come by, but either way. So please be careful on handing out stolen bases like candy on Halloween. Some stats are just off the charts inflated, and we are just 2 or 3 games into the season right now. Fielder's choice. When a ball is hit to a fielder and the fielder chooses to make a different play than just going straight to first base, that is not a single. Not a hit, not a single. Girl on first, ground ball to second baseman, force out at second. That's not a hit for the batter. That's a fielder's choice. A girl bunts. The third baseman chooses to look back the runner at third rather than go for the out at first. Fielder's choice, not a single. I actually just had to clarify the common situation of first and third. We see this all the time. Girls, first and third, girl steals second base. Catcher throws it to second to try to get the runner. If that runner's safe, yeah, stolen base for her, no problem. If she's out, an out's an out, obviously. But if the girl from third breaks home for the throw, regardless of whether the other runner is out or safe at second base. Regardless, if the catcher throws it to second, that runner from third scoring is a fielder's choice, not a stolen base. There's no play on him. Stolen base. Unbelievable. Errors. This one is a little tougher because obviously somewhat of a judgment call. I don't like the saying, if it hits the glove, it's an error, or if it doesn't hit the glove, it's not an error. I believe Mike Mike Iverson and I talked about this in season 1. We had a special episode, Mike on the mic with Mike. Really, the best way I found with scoring is whether the play that's being made is considered to be routine, or if the play that's being made would have been exceptional if the player made it. If ground ball goes under an infielder's leg and never touches their gloves, I'm sorry, didn't touch your glove, still in air because it's a routine play. Just like if one is hit up the middle and the shortstop dives for it, ricochets off her glove, that one's not an air because it wouldn't have been a routine play. It would have been exceptional. If she made it, highlight play, right? But we don't punish her for trying to make that effort to come up with a low probability play. Also, don't want to punish the hitter. Just like an outfielder, run into the gap toward the fence, last second stretches out, goes off the tip of her glove. To me, not an air. The girl, now if the ball's hit right at her, and you consider it a routine play and she doesn't catch it, yes, then an air, by all means. I think the routine versus exceptional is the best method for determining hit versus air, and that seems to be a sliding scale when you talk about age. Obviously, varsity is going to be different than the 10Us. What you consider routine in 10U is probably not the same as you do in varsity. I just wouldn't want to punish fielders for attempting to make a difficult play with giving them an air. Also wouldn't want to punish the hitter who just smokes one to the gap or up the middle and the fielder barely got a glove on it and say, nope, not a hit. Touched her glove, so it's not a hit. Was the play considered routine, or did the girl have to run a mile to try to catch the ball? And if she would have made the play, it would have been considered exceptional. I think for me, that's the best reasoning you can use with scoring. I've already noticed some ridiculous scorekeeping. I can guarantee you teams are not racking up 26 hits in a game, not stealing 17 bases in a game. And if these stats are passed along as official, not only is it unfair to the players from other teams being judged on a real scale of scorekeeping, but I think it's also just disrespectful to the game, in my opinion, overall. It may be a huge reason that this could be the last season I do What in the HVL, because I can't just keep passing along false information, that information that I know is fabricated. That's what I got here. Let's pivot from that. I know I'm kind of being a Debbie Downer there, but it's super frustrating because I pay attention to that, and I feel bad for the girls that are being scored on a real scale. Right here. HVL Player of the Week category. A lot of players I put up here. A lot of players. First one of my favorite players in the HVL, even if she's not in the maroon and gold. Max Steele, 2 for 3 with a run scored against Chatfield. She had 4 RBIs against the Rhinelander Hodag. She was 3 for 4 with a double, triple, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and a stolen base against Medford. Max Steele, our first honorable mention. Then you got Maddie Skibstead. 2 wins on the mound this week for Pine Island. The freshman, I tried to tell you she's good. She had 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned runs, 4 strikeouts against Hayfield, and then another win on the mound. Complete game, 7 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts against the Lourdes Eagles. Speaking of the Lourdes Eagles, Ali Restovich, 2 for 4 with a home run, 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs against Zumbrota-Mazeppa. 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBIs and a run scored against Pine Island. 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs and a run scored against Medford. Ali Restovich, way up there, in terms of fabulous week for the senior out of Lourdes. Addie Liffrick from Zumbrota-Mazeppa. She got the win on the mound, 7 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 3 for 4, and 2 runs scored, 2 stolen bases against Lourdes. And then against Stewartville, great game by her, 2 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. Next up, you got Sydney Clark. Sydney Clark, 2 for 4 with an RBI against Chatfield. She got the win on the mound, 16 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 11 strikeouts against Zumbrota-Mazeppa. And that may not have been her most impressive statistics against the Cougars. 4 for 4 with 5 RBIs. And then she had 3 innings pitched today against Caledonia. Only 1 hit, 0 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 7 of the 9. 1 inning, I believe she struck out 2 batters with 3 straight pitches each, and then ground out. She had like seven pitches in 1 inning, just shutting them down fast. Unbelievable Sydney Clark. Jenna Slicener coming up next from Pine Island. She was 1 for 4 with a grand salami, 4 RBIs against Lourdes, and then 1 for 2 against Lake City. My girl LC from Goodhue, 2 for 4 with 2 stolen bases against Cannon Falls, 1 for 3 with a run scored against Kasson-Mantorville, 1 for 3 against Lewiston Altura. 3-game hit streak at least this week. I should have checked last week if that's extended. Next up, our last honorable mention, Tally Barons, 2 for 4 with a double against Chatfield. She had the triple against Rhinelander, 1 for 3 with a home run against Escanaba. She got the win on the mound against Medford, 7 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 1 for 2, and 2 runs scored, and a stolen base as well. But your player of the week for week number 3 for What in the HVL? Player of the week goes to Emily Olson from Kasson-Mantorville. She was unbelievable. She got the win on the mound, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 13 strikeouts against Goodhue. Also went 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored that game. She went toe-to-toe with Winona, one of the best teams in the state. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, only 1 earned run, 12 strikeouts. She also went 1 for 3 with a double against the Windhawks. Against Concordia today, 4 for 4, double, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Against Cotter today, 3 for 4 with a double, 3 RBIs, and That means on the week, if I'm not mistaken, on the week's 9 for 14, 3 doubles, 3 runs scored, 5 RBIs in addition to what she did on the mound. So your week 3 with softball player of the week, Emily Olsen from Kasson-Mantorville. Our games next week, Monday, April 14th, Triton at Pine Island, Stewartville at Albert Lee, Zumbrota-Mazeppa at Ellsworth, Wisconsin. Bring me some cheese curds, any of you Cougar fans. Tuesday, April 15th, Byron at Zumbrota-Mazeppa, Kasson-Mantorville at Cannon Falls, Goodhue at Lake City, Stewartville at Pine Island. And then on Thursday, I put GOTW, probably the game of the week. I marked these two as potential favorites in the HVL conference. Cannon Falls at Byron. Then we got Houston Hurricanes at Goodhue, Kasson-Mantorville against Stewartville, or at Stewartville, and then Pine Island at Lake City. That's, I believe, all the games we got. Yeah, that's all the games we have for this week. So a little bit more condensed than this past week. I apologize, but that's all I have for you. I know that was a long episode, which brings me to my next point before signing off. I think I might have to switch format just to keep up on so many games. It's just way too many hours for me. I have 2 girls now in school softball. I have a wife running a varsity program, a dog that's been starving for attention. We love you, Griffey. We still love you. We're still feeding you. You're the man. So starting next week, I think I'm going to try something different. Hopefully that will be okay with you. I think the way I've been doing it with breaking down all the innings and the plays is just too much. So I apologize. I'm going to have to condense that some way. I appreciate all the help from all the coaches, the parents who have sent information, sent pictures, some stats my way. Couldn't do it without all of you. Speaking of appreciate, I appreciate the heck out of all of you who tune in each week to watch this show and support the amazing girls we have playing our favorite sport in southeastern Minnesota. But I think that will do it. Episode number 5 in season number 2. It's in the books. And remember, whenever something crazy happens on that softball field, you clear your voice, maybe take a little drink of water, clear your voice, and you shout at the top of your lungs, "What in the HVL just happened there?" Huh? I'll catch you all out at the fields. Take care, everybody.